Kol Ami, voice of my people, Kol Ami, let me hear you, Kol Ami, voice of my people, I want to hear you now. There's a part of ourselves that needs to know all that you have to say. There's a song in our hearts that sings aloud. We are bound to you every day. This song was written by Mary Robinson for our Kehillah, our community, in 1979. We had the great pleasure of hearing it once again when Nachum Peterseil sang it for us during one of our virtual concerts with him just a few weeks ago. Hearing the words to this song, there's a song in our heart that sings aloud while viewing up close. Each face on the computer screen was an incredible moment. We may have all been on mute, but I could hear your heart singing loudly. Over the past 4 months, we've been muted during Daily Minyan, board meetings, sisterhood baking classes, brotherhood hangouts, and trivia nights. We've been muted during Gutsy Torah, musical Shabbat, and singing Siman Tovu Mazel Tov to our B'nai Mitzvah. And while I know we cannot wait to hear Kol Ami, the voice of our people, all together and in person, I'm here to share with you today that we may have to wait a bit longer. There are many Jewish values that drives this conversation, and the one that stands out in my mind is Kol Yisrael Aravim Ze Bazeh. All of Israel is responsible for one another. In order to make sure that Kol Ami remains a safe place for each of us, we will be holding our High Holy Day services mostly online this year. I know that this is hard to hear. I know it's hard to imagine, so I want to illustrate what it might look like for you. Instead of dressing your best and bringing your ticket to the synagogue this year, you'll be turning on your computer. You can still dress your best, even though we won't see you from only the waist up. But we do stand a lot during High Holy Day services. From your computer, we can join services 2 different ways. First, through the Zoom platform, a website that provides 2-way video and audio communication. You can see us and we can see you. If there's a conversation, you can be part of it. We will assign honors, such as readings that you can do from home. We may even be able to have a virtual lobby where you can catch up with friends. If you aren't interested in being in the Zoom, the other option is live streaming our service from the Kol Ami website. Here, you can watch the video feed of what's happening on the Bima and the Zoom room, including seeing anyone who has a virtual honor, but you won't be able to interact with others. What you'll see once you come into our virtual service is our Kol Ami Bima. I'll be here along with a small number of people. Only those who are participating in certain aspects of our service, along with technology specialists, will be in the synagogue. Even Nachum won't be joining us in the sanctuary. He will be praying with us from Jerusalem, where he is spending this year with his family. We are so grateful that he is able to join us virtually and help lead our services. And knowing Nachum, he is going to want to see you singing. We will be able to see each of your faces and hear your heart sing along as loud as you want, or as loud as the other members in your house will allow you. Because we know that sitting in front of the computer can be exhausting, we will be making adjustments to the length of our service. We will also post the beginning times of each section of the service so you can take a break if needed and be back in time for the next section. During services, there will be 1 shofar blowing at the synagogue as part of our online service. However, we will be offering outdoor shofar experiences at several different times throughout the High Holy Day season. We will also have opportunities for children's programming, alternate prayer experiences, and discussions. We know some of you aren't comfortable using your computer on Yom Tov, and if that's the case, you have a few options. You can do as I do each Shabbat. Sign into Zoom before Shabbat starts and let the computer stay on for the entirety of the Chag. The room will remain open the entire time, and you won't have to touch a thing. Or you can join us for a pre-Rosh Hashanah Zoom to get into the High Holy Day spirit, and then follow the service outlines and discussion guides we'll be sending you closer to the Chagim. We are also working on additional social programs, and we are hoping to allow households to sign up for a time to come into the sanctuary before Rosh Hashanah or during the Aseret Yamei Tshuva, the 10 days of repentance, to have a private moment before the Ark, to sit in the sanctuary for a few moments of your own time. As you can imagine, preparing for this takes a lot of planning. One step you'll see us taking is beginning to have Sunday morning minyan with our task force team to make sure all of our safety protocols are in place. We are also planning for materials for you to have at home to help make your holiday more meaningful. In the week before Rosh Hashanah, you'll get a bag from Kol Ami, like you do every year, with apples and honey. This year, however, we'll be adding a few extra items: Yisker booklets, activities and stories for the kids, discussion guides, and song sheets, as well as our expanded Shana Tova booklet, which will include everything you need to follow along with Kol Ami virtually. Instructions on how to get online, page numbers, and so many thank yous, because this Kehillah has been held up and strengthened by so many of you. Kol Ami, voice of my people, Kol Ami, let me hear you, Kol Ami, voice of my people, I want to hear you now. We just need your guidance to bring us together and show us what we need to know, that the one thing we share is the hope for loving at the end of our own rainbow. Now we need to hear from you. Attached to this email is a survey. We want to hear from you about what can make this strange and very different Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur a little more meaningful. What won't you miss so much? What do you need to be spiritually full? And what do you need to be physically? And what do you need physically to get through services at home, like a machzor, talit, or kippah? I know this will be different for all of us. Luckily, we are part of such an incredible holy community that we will hold each other up, bring us together, and show each other love at the end of the rainbow. Kol Ami, voice of my people, Kol Ami, let me hear you, Kol Ami, voice of my people, I want to hear you now.